Hi, good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday the 3rd of August 2019. As you'll see from the certificate that Joe's holding in front of the camera, I got Slimmer of the Month for July at my group. I'm quite astounded. I don't know if I've ever had this before. But anyway, Joe's showing you the certificate and now he'll show you the little bit of bling and the fridge magnet that I got. And can you remind me what it says on the fridge magnet, Joe?
I'm just showing the sticker at the moment.
You note I still have the old book. I'm working my way through this one, and when it's full I'll move on to my new book.
It says something like, yesterday, today, tomorrow, we're with you every step of the way. Congratulations on being Slimmer of the Month.
I really appreciate that sentiment, because yesterday, today, tomorrow, that's all a part of my journey. And it changes, everything changes. And when you're at maintenance, it's not always positive changes. I'm learning after 3 years plus at Target that I have to accept what happens to me. And some weeks I like to take it apart and look at why it's happened. And that's probably a bit of what I'm going to do this week. And other weeks I just rejoice in the fact that I've had a weight loss. And I forget how it happened. So let me just say one or two things and I'll go on to my results for this week. Firstly, I've got a Primark t-shirt on today. And if I'm perfectly honest, it's something I thought I'd never have. I don't shop in Primark. I kind of think I'm the wrong generation or whatever, just didn't expect it would suit me. But I was shopping the other day with one of my lovely friends and her 12-year-old daughter. And her 12-year-old daughter insisted that I have the same t-shirt as her. And it's a bit of fun. It's nice, I like it. Mickey Mouse. A different image of Mickey in his leather jacket and everything. But yeah, I never thought I'd be standing in front of a camera, coming up to the age of 63, in a size extra small t-shirt with plenty of room in it from Primark, and feeling as grateful as I do today to Slimming World. It's funny, I bought a t-shirt in Marks and Spencer's last week and I took it back because it was such a crap fit and it was such crap quality. And it cost twice as much as this one did. And I am pleasantly surprised by, I mean, I haven't looked at everything in Primark, it's not my kind of shop, but I was pleasantly surprised when my friend's daughter bought me this t-shirt that it actually fits reasonably well and it's a decent quality. So something a bit different. It just shows you're never too old to change. Right, let's, one thing I wanted to show you. Because I only have 2 meters of fitted wardrobe, and everybody knows who watches my channel how much I enjoy buying clothes these days, I've been looking at finding myself different storage solutions. And I always used to hang my jeans up, and they take up a lot of room. With a wooden coat hanger and a pair of jeans, and you've got several pairs in a row. So I was watching Marie Kondo one day. She had this storage solution for folding jeans. Now there's a pair missing out of here that I'm wearing, and I probably could get another pair in as well. But I think there's 7 pairs in here of jeans. That takes up a lot of space on the rail, a lot less space in a storage basket. Got the basket in, can you see, am I holding it right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the basket in Lakeland. To fold the jeans, all I do is lay them on the bed, fold them in half lengthways, lay it on the bed, no, fold them in half widthways, lay it on the bed, fold it in thirds and then in half, and then just stack them in my basket. And it's really been a useful thing. And as I say, I've got a pair on, which is not in there, I've got a pair in the wash, so I can actually get 9 pairs of jeans in a basket, which takes up a lot more space, a lot less space rather, than 9 pairs of jeans on a hanging rail. So I just wanted to share that with you. Right, this week has been fine. I haven't, I've been out and about with friends, I've been out and about with Joe, but not in a major way this week because Joe's been working a lot. I haven't specifically aimed to do any exercise, I just live my life and do the normal daily activities. But what I have done this week is I have, hand on heart, stuck to plan 100%, except, again, I've been pushing it with the milk. And I've got to stop it. Because something I learned this week, which I think is useful for me and is relevant for me, is about slowing down my metabolism. Now, this week I have not exceeded my healthy extra choices. I have not excessively eaten free food and speed food. I tend to aim for around a dozen things a day. I don't undereat. Sin-wise, I've been right at the top end, and probably some days a little above with milk. But I've been telling myself again what I told myself last week. It's okay, you're not eating breakfast. So you can spend those extra 330 calories on milk because you're not eating breakfast. I've really, really gone off the idea of having breakfast. Again, I'll explain why. Because I'm now wheat-free, and I believe it's working, I've got on the same bottoms that I had on last week, and the weight's coming off here. I mean, these are a size 10, and I'm not breathing in. Just breathe out to prove it. And I have got inches more space in the waist. Something's coming off here. I can feel the difference. I'm putting that down to the wheat thing, right? And I feel so much better for it because I feel I've got much more fluid movement in my middle. Like when I'm hula hooping, I can really... Before, I've always been, well, like a little pot-bellied pig, really. And I think a lot of it is what older ladies like myself would understand as the menopause problem. And I've heard people call it the menopod, because after you've gone through the menopause and you've got no estrogen or whatever it does to you, you tend to gain weight here. It's a known fact. I've always had a bit of a weight issue around my waist because I don't go in at the waist very much. I'm very kind of straight. I've got narrow hips, and it just like that's all bone. So I've been trying this wheat thing, because I have got a gluten intolerance, not as much as Joe has, but I have got a bloating problem with gluten. But I've been trying this wheat thing, cutting out the wheat, because the book promised it would take the weight off here. Now I've only been doing it, I think this is my 4th week, and I can really feel the difference in my clothes. One of the habits I have is doing this, and Joe will say to me, stop doing that. And I do it when I'm out and about because I always think that my clothes are emphasising the fact that I've got this like little pot belly. So I think if I'm wearing quite a flimsy t-shirt and a pair of jeans or something, or a pair of shorts when I'm out walking, everybody's going to be looking at my belly. I don't know why everybody would want to look at me, but I'm conscious of it. Because I'm busty anyway, and then I imagine I've got this like pot, I'm always like trying to pull my clothes away from my middle. And I know it's a bad habit, and I know I do it, and I am trying to stop. But this week I don't feel like my clothes are clinging to my menopod anymore. I feel like I've got space. I never felt like I had space here in my clothes. Now I feel like I do. And if I can wear an extra small from Primark, which is supposedly an 8-10, I think, and I've got room there, then I feel better because I've also got lots of room here. And my shape is changing. But what is this doing to my weight? Again, this week, again. A pound on. Nobody was more surprised than me when I stepped on the scales this morning, because I put my slimming trousers on, my size 8 slimming trousers from M&S, and they fit better than they did last week. And last week I gained half a pound. I got on the scales, and it was my lovely friend Linda who weighed me this morning. And when she said a pound on, I was gobsmacked. Now it doesn't matter, a pound's not a lot of weight. You know, we're not talking about mega swings in weight. But it's still disconcerting for me because I don't want to be going to weigh-in week after week and gaining half a pound or a pound. That's how I got back up to 9 stone 13 and a half. Today I'm 9 stone 6 and a half. To get my Slimmer of the Month last month I lost 8 pounds. That was the bit I missed saying. How am I feeling about this? I don't know. I'm not unhappy with myself. I'm not dissatisfied with the plan. I love this plan. But I am conscious that I have been really greedy around milk again this week. Really greedy around milk. And I need to stop it. And one of the things Joe said to me when I very first came to this plan, and I've said it on different videos, I know it's out there on the World Wide Web, don't drink your calories. How many times did you used to say that to me, Joe?
Yeah, it's too easy to get milk.
It's too easy. And I am a self-confessed coffee addict. I know I am. I mean, if you saw the amount of coffee pods waiting to be recycled in the big tub under my sink, you'd be horrified. I do drink decaf 99% of the time. I only have caffeinated first thing in the morning. I'm not worried about it being a diuretic and dehydrating me because my caffeine levels are low. I don't rely on the caffeine. I just have a taste for the coffee. And this week, with effect from today, I'm committing to going back to 1 litre. No more than 1 litre of milk a day. It's plenty. It's plenty. The other thing I've got to look at this week is getting back to eating breakfast. I stopped doing it when it was too hot and I didn't want breakfast first thing in the morning. It was so hot, it was so humid. And I'm not hungry for breakfast, but it is a part of my plan. I do 3 meals a day and nothing in between. That's not what I've been doing. I've been doing 2 meals a day. I mean, 2 really good meals a day, 2 big meals a day, and kind of lots of coffee. And it's not like I'm drinking the coffee to fill me up or deaden my appetite or anything like that. It's just idleness. I think it's just idleness. I have no problem making myself a good lunch. I have no problem getting my dinner or my tea ready, whatever. I'm quite happy with my eating window from 8 till 6. That works for me. I've done it for 2 years. And it's not like I don't have coffee until lunchtime or something like that. I have coffee as soon as I get up in the morning. I have milky coffee, so I'm not fasting. I don't need to fast. I just need to change that habit back to what I used to do and stop being so bloody greedy. Because I really like it, because I really enjoy it, I just want more. And I can be like that with anything. I can be obsessive about any kind of food or drink. So I'm going to take Joe's advice this week. I am not going to drink my calories or sins, whichever way you want to look at them. Because in effect, I'm not just focusing on drinking calories, I'm focusing on drinking sins. Joe said an interesting thing coming back from Slimming this morning. We were talking about, it's not a crime to use all your sins, is it? No. I generally do use all of my sins. I don't want to get into any form of deprivation. But he said you've really got to be wise around what you use them on. Because, I mean, an extreme example you gave were was it the Uncle Ben's sachets of rice that you've had?
Yeah, they're like a sin each.
They're a sin each for a stand-up sachet. But they're how many calories?
About 360, I think.
So 1 sin, 360 calories. In theory, you could eat 10 of those for 10 sins. That would be 3,600 calories, which is probably double what my daily calorie intake should be. Now, I wouldn't imagine anybody's going to eat 10 in a day, but there's nothing to stop you. There's also nothing to stop you eating packet upon packet of steamed rice from the freezer, which is free on plan. But still would have approximately, how many calories in 100 grams of dried rice?
Oh, I don't know.
It's about the same, it's about 300 now.
If it makes 200 grams of rice, then it's probably about 300.
Yeah. So it's things like that, and that I think is why Slimming will say to us, variety, moderation, eat until you're satiated. Because there's so many ways of working this plan, but there's so many ways of working it badly. And I think what I've been doing this week, pushing my milk, is actually working the plan badly. Because it wasn't about moderation, it wasn't about variety, it was just about greed. If I'm using that amount of sins on one particular substance, that's not variety or moderation. So it's that kind of thing I need to pull myself up on. And it's so easy to drift into doing those kind of things. I'm not expecting to get a result, because I never think about the result of drinking anything. I think, it's just fluid, isn't it? It's just fluid. I mean, I'm not sorry that I'm not a black coffee drinker, because, Lord, if I could drink black coffee all day, Joe drinks black coffee, but you'd probably have one a day, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
If I was a black coffee drinker, I'd probably drink a dozen a day. So I'm grateful that I'm not a black coffee drinker, because then I'd be using all those sins on something else, wouldn't I'm just like, I feel like this morning, a bit disappointed in myself. I know it's only £1, it's no big deal. Bit, I think, what's the word? Dissatisfied, not with the plan, with my own behaviour. This plan is spot on, it works, and a lot of people prove that. So yeah, from today, down to 1 litre of milk every day this week. My carbs are fine, I have carbs every day. I don't do SP, I'm not cut out that way. So I have, but my carbs would be more from vegetables and potatoes. I've had pasta this week, but I have had gluten-free pasta. It doesn't do it for me. It doesn't give me that same satisfaction at the end of my meal that potatoes do. I love potatoes in any form. I actually did slimming world chips 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've had them once. They're okay. But I'm not a chip person. I'm much more a steamed potato person or a baked potato person. So, yeah. The one thing that I think I'm struggling with at breakfast time is not having cereals or bread. Because I've cut wheat out and feel so much better for it, it then takes away the fact, I mean, I used to have all bran, or I used to have Weetabix, can't think what other cereals. I've had bran flakes as extra B choices. I'm not a bread person. I very, very, very rarely would eat bread, and I wouldn't have it for breakfast, because if I had a slice of toast for my breakfast, or 2 of those silly little slices, then I'd want 10 more, so I don't go there. Interesting fact this week, a lady in America who's a nutritionist took one of those, she wasn't an American, she was an Australian, she was on one of the TED Talks, took one of those crustless loaves of bread that we all rave about on Slimming World. She's kept it for 5 years, it still hasn't grown mould. And that just made me smile to think, good God, what do they put in it as a preservative that could stop it growing mould in 5 years? But it doesn't affect me because I don't eat it. Otherwise I might be well preserved. So, breakfast. That's coming back this week. It's coming back with effect from today. But I'm looking at what to have for breakfast, because I don't want cereals, bread or wheat. So, I am absolutely in love with the avocado. I love the stuff. Now, I've just done a bit of homework this morning, very quickly, and discovered that 2 Weetabix and 70 grams of avocado are approximately within 10, the same number of calories. 2 Weetabix and 70 grams of avocado are approximately within 0.3%, the same amount of fibre. So, the one positive in me having avocado over Weetabix is that it's no wheat, no sugar, healthy fat. I love to lean towards healthy fat, works better for me. So what I'm going to do this week, and I know it's not strictly planned, and I don't mind if you criticise me for it, I'm going to take 70 grams of avocado and call it a healthy B choice for 1 week to see how that works for me. Experimentation. You can experiment on yourself, and you can't force it on other people. So I'm going to take the 70 grams of avocado. Now, I'm not a person who can cut an avocado in half and stick the other half in the fridge. I used to do that, but when I went back for the second half, it just didn't taste as fresh. I like the whole avocado. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quarter my avocados, peel them, weigh the flesh, deduct 70 grams, which is the equivalent of sort of 6 sins worth. 6.5 sins worth calorie-wise. Call that my healthy extra B and sin the rest. So if my avocado weighed 100 grams, it would be 3 sins for the extra amount. Because what avocado is basically is 10 grams for 1 sin. So you can work it out really easily. So if my avocado weighs 100 grams, it'll be a B choice plus 3 sins. If my avocado weighs 120 grams, it'll be a B choice plus 5 sins. And I'm going to do that for the week, because otherwise I am struggling for what to eat for breakfast, and I think that's one of the reasons I've got lazy. I've had to put too much effort into thinking about it. I don't want eggs every day for breakfast. That was an option Joe came up with, doing eggs in different forms. I don't want eggs for breakfast every day. Sometimes I have a hard-boiled egg in my ham salad and things at lunchtime, or I'll have a salmon salad and I might include a hard-boiled egg or two to get up the protein. But so I don't want eggs for breakfast. I've tried bacon and eggs for breakfast, and I sit there and poke it round my plate. If I used to eat bacon and eggs, I used to like good fatty bacon. Bacon medallions, just, it's all right chopped up in something, so I might do grill some bacon medallions, chop them up, throw them in my salad and everything. But actually lying there on the plate as little pieces just doesn't do it for me. Don't enjoy it. I'm not a sausage person. I tried the Slimming World sausages a couple of weeks ago. I find them indigestible. That could be my age. I also took them out of the skins and made them into like sausage balls. Cooked them in my Fry Delight, which is a bit like an active fry. And I'm not even going to tell you what Joe said they looked like. That made them end up in the bin, and they didn't taste any better than what he said they looked like.
Oh, sorry, you're at 21 minutes.
Yeah. So all in all, I'm going forward. I'm going to have a positive week. I'm in a really good and happy place today. Life is fine and everything's fine, and even if it's not going to affect the way I eat, because I need this plan for life itself. It is my lifestyle. So yeah, it's been a good week. I've told you honestly what I've done. I've told you honestly what I'm going to do. Let's come back together if we can next Saturday and we'll see what results I get. So thanks to Sienna for my t-shirt. Thanks to Joe for a great week, especially being cameraman before he dashes off to work. We'll be back next Saturday, and I hope you all have a really good and positive week. Remember, it works if you work it, it won't if you don't. And I think I proved that this week. Cheers.